So I thought I would do a video on PewDiePie since he has now officially gotten over the 100 million subscriber mark on YouTube, making him the most subscribed to individual on YouTube. My son watches PewDiePie. I have never watched a PewDiePie video, but I understand that he often makes videos of himself playing video games. So this person has over 100 million subscribers. For making videos of himself playing video games, which, as you can tell, I have a few judgments about that. It is Kali Yuga, the age of darkness. However, I'm sure PewDiePie is a very nice person. Like Julian Assange, he has Jupiter in the ascendant, so this is nothing against PewDiePie, just the state of the world at large. However, it put me in mind of a greater discussion of dana yogas, or wealth-producing combinations, because PewDiePie's net worth is apparently $62 million, and he's going strong at 29 on YouTube. So there are many wealth-producing combinations. The sort of classical Parashari dana yogas are normally given as the lords of 1, 2, 5, 9, 11 conjoined in some way. But there are more extensive lists of dana yogas. There are things like Pushkala yoga, when the dispositor of the moon conjoins with the Lagnesha, or Vasumat yoga, when all benefics are in upachayas as counted from the moon, or Mahalakshmi yoga, when the ninth lord and Venus are in their own sign or exalted in an angle or a trine. And then last of all, there is a collection of Nadi dana yogas. And while these can involve quite a number of different house lords, they have to be placed in particular houses, and they're fairly rare, and they give huge results. And that is the lords of 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, or 11 conjoined in houses 2, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, or 12. They give a lesser result in the Trikastanas, 6, 8, or 12, but they still give a result. And certain of the Trikastana lords can break the yoga or diminish it greatly. But these yogas tend to usually be involved when there is an astonishingly above average level of wealth. The other thing that factors into wealth is a system popularized by Sheshadri Iyer, known as the yogi, duplicate yogi, and ava yogi. The yogi contributes greatly to prosperity, the duplicate yogi to a lesser extent, and the ava yogi denies prosperity. And there are many rules. Everyone has a yogi, duplicate yogi, and ava yogi, so there are rules about what kinds of results those planets will give. For instance, having the ava yogi in the lagna in the first house can often diminish prosperity greatly, or having the ava yogi as the lord of the lagna. The yogi is calculated by adding the longitude of the sun, the longitude of the moon, and 3 signs, 3 degrees, and 20 minutes. Pushyami Nakshatra, the nurturer, starts at 3 signs, 3 degrees, 20 minutes. Thus the rationale for the formula. The ava yogi will sit exactly opposite the yogi. The yogi is the ruler of the nakshatra where the yogi point is found, and the duplicate yogi is the ruler of the constellation in which the yogi point is found. When the yogi configures with the lagna in some way, it tends to increase prosperity. When the yogi and duplicate yogi conjoin together, it increases prosperity. Having planets in the yogi nakshatra increases prosperity, or in any nakshatra owned by the yogi. And having a strong yogi well placed also increases prosperity. Likewise, anything to do with the ava yogi in those types of positions tends to diminish prosperity. Typically, for a person to achieve billionaire status, there's only a couple thousand billionaires in the world. When the top 1% owns the wealth equal to the bottom half of humanity. So that's a couple thousand people own wealth equivalent to 4 billion people. So much for sharing and caring in Kali Yuga. I do find it interesting that we live under capitalism, because capita is a word for head, and this is a very dark age, and Rahu, who is the sort of big asura is depicted as a head. So I always think to myself that capitalism is a very greed encouraging Rahuvian kind of system of wealth governance. Nonetheless, we can see that PewDiePie has one of these, well, he has more than one, but he has at least one major Dana Yoga in the form of, he has the Lord of the First and the Lord of the 11th here in the magical fourth house. And the Lugna Lord is, of course, exalted. Mercury is exalted in Virgo. And I believe Mars is the yogi, and both Mars and Mercury are in a star owned by the yogi because Chitra is owned by Mars. And this makes one of the Nadi Dana Yogas because they're conjoined in the fourth house. Bill Gates also has this combination in addition to a Mahalakshmi Yoga. So PewDiePie is a multimillionaire and Bill Gates is a multi-billionaire. He has other yogas as well, of course. He has the Lord of the 9th and 10th conjoined on the 1-7 axis. But this really is the sort of premier stellar wealth-producing combination in his horoscope. Many people have this Raja Yoga, although it is a nice Raja Yoga. To look at Bill Gates's horoscope, Bill has this same Mars-Mercury combination, but then he also has this Mahalakshmi Yoga. So Saturn, the Lord of the 9th, is exalted in the 5th with an own sign Venus. Sun is the yogi and Saturn is the duplicate yogi. So he has all of these, and he also has a Chandramangala Yoga, which is another huge wealth-producing combination with a very strong moon. It's almost full. So he has multiple good yogas in 2 of those 4 houses, 4 and 5. It was 2, 4, 5, and 7. So he has all these huge yogas in the relevant houses. His horoscope is a very nice, clear example of the kind of yogas it takes to produce massive wealth.